Mrs. Honeybee. Today, we will be exploring the world and the heart-filled music of Taylor Swift.
I've got a very special concert coming up, and if you're hearing this announcement, that means you're invited. I'm just so excited. It's my first concert in the Honeybee neighborhood. It's totally a surprise to just me and my guitar. Oh wait, where is it? Hold on just a moment. Are you serious? Where could it have gone? Don't panic, Taylor, don't panic. It's somewhere. We just have to find it. Mrs. Honeybee, can you hear me? I can't find my favorite guitar anywhere.
What? What do you mean?
Oh my goodness. It's gone. Gone. Completely gone. What am I gonna do?
What did I miss? What did I miss? Hold on, Melody B. I'm trying to figure that out. Your guitar? The sparkly one?
It's gone. Completely gone.
Is the sparkly guitar okay?
Mrs. Honeybee, I need your help. Please help me find my guitar.
I love that guitar. It's so sparkly. I know you do, Melody B.
Mrs. Honeybee.
I'm here, Taylor. I'm here. Melody B is worried. She'll help us too. We'll get to the bottom of this together. Your guitar has to be somewhere, and wherever it is, we'll find it. We're heading over to you now. Sit tight and remember to breathe.
Melody B, it's quite the mystery to solve. Something happened to Taylor's beloved Fearless guitar, the one with the rhinestones.
Oh no, not the rhinestones. I love rhinestones. Think, Melody B, think. Oh, we should think like a glittering guitar full of rhinestones. Where would I go if I was the most sparkly, beautiful guitar ever made? Ugh, not good. I'd stay right by Taylor's side if I was that guitar. Mrs. Honeybee, this is an emergency. We have to help Taylor get her guitar back.
We will, we have to. This guitar isn't just any guitar. It's special, perhaps even a bit magical. All you have to do is close your eyes, get cozy, and listen to the sound of my voice. Mrs. Honeybee will be your guide. Let's begin.
You are your own definition of beautiful and worthwhile, and no one else's definition.
You are here, staring at your phone screen, frantically clicking refresh with trance-like focus, waiting for the clock to strike and these Taylor Swift tickets to go on sale. Maybe you'll get the first row available. Not just you, but your friends too. You'll all wear sleeves of friendship bracelets and serenade the rest of the stadium with your rendition of your favorite song. That song hums into your ears, and the music strums your heartstrings. Music connects us with feeling and sound, just as much by the words she's singing as by the world it creates. You have to get these tickets. You're hunched over, straining your eyes and furrowing the teeny tiny muscles of your brow with your mind's focus on securing these tickets. You can hardly hear the sound of your own body calling out for you to relax your musculature and ease your spirit from the tension of anticipation. Like this, you know what your favorite singer probably feels like after a world tour of concerts. Thinking about that very special upcoming concert, you force the please from your body down and your eyes open, fingers cramping more with each anxious click. The screen hasn't moved, and when your eyes start to water, crying out for attention, you have no choice but to give yourself what you need: a break, a small break in the interim of furious clicking. It doesn't need to be long, but it should take up your entire attention for this moment. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you are here, now. Be here fully. Fold into yourself. Grasp for all the parts of you that are still wandering about your busy day. Bring your mind back from the conversations, your body back from all the movement, your attention back from the outside world, and calm the loudness of everything down. Turn your attention inward. Your own spotlight is shining on you, as if you're on stage with Taylor herself, arm wrapped around you in a hug, belting out a duet. Shine your spotlight down on you, knowing that you have all the time in the world, because nothing is more important than well-being. Nothing is more important than caring for you in this moment. Shine the spotlight of the stage on your ears and your shoulders. Make sure they are far apart, that your neck is elongated and supported equally by each side of you. Situate yourself into even greater comfort. Let your belly be soft, your heart be open. Wiggle and crack your toes to bring awareness to the minute physical sensations with which your body communicates. Now, here on this sturdy stage, take a slow, deep breath in through your nose and squeeze every muscle you have. Feel the sensation of your heart beating once, twice, 3 times, as if to the rhythm of your favorite Taylor Swift song. Then, slowly breathe all the way out through your mouth and let your body feel heavy, fully supported and fully present in this moment. That's when the magic can happen. You flutter your eyes back open and come back to your senses just as the window opens for tickets. You tap your phone ferociously and become the proud owner of Taylor Swift tickets. You scored just enough for you and who you most want to invite. The rest of the tickets sell out in seconds, but you got them in time, or so it seems. You can feel your own overwhelming joy make you shimmer from the inside out as happiness radiates through your whole mind, body, and spirit. You're ready to make that whole stadium shimmer. As you check out which seats in this stadium are locked in as yours, something happens. Suddenly, your phone screen freezes in place. You cannot scroll. You dare not go click back. Each time you attempt to push the process forward to secure your tickets, you get an error. You try once more. This can't be. The tickets that were just yours mere moments ago have disappeared. They evaporate into the ether. When you're finally able to get away from this screen, a red alarm flashes sounds across the screen. Before you know what's happening, you're kicked out of the web page altogether, ticketless. You cannot tell if you're seeing red or the screen is still flashing red. But before you can process any of it, your inbox chimes with a new email. That's when you remember you entered your email before it froze you out. Maybe there was a glitch and they're contacting you to resolve the issue. You race over to your email and sure enough, 2 glowing words catch your attention in bold, unread letters. Taylor Swift Concert, VIP. You have the email open and read before you actually comprehend what the words are saying to you. You can almost hear Taylor's own voice reading to you.
Hello, Swiftie. So there's been a little glitch, but no worries. I've got you covered with some extra tickets because, drama and surprises seem to follow me everywhere I go. Wink. It's like this crazy traffic jam of fans trying to get to my shows, but don't stress, you're still in for the time of your life. You are like the special edition deluxe album of my life, a limited edition masterpiece. You're so important that I'm opening up the VIP section just for you. So grab your crown, we're gonna shake it off and have a night to remember. Love you like a Swiftie loves a secret message in the liner notes. Stay magical.
What? You read it over again and again and again. This email is from Taylor Swift herself. Every time you read it, it says the same thing, and that makes you suspect that it is indeed real. This is real. You can hardly believe it. Wait, are you ready for this? If it is real?
Are you ready for it?
Though this exact scenario has played over and over like a broken record in your daydreams, the subsequent follow-up emails from her touring team cement its reality in the here and now, not in the future, certainly not in the past, but in the right now. Never ever have you imagined something that has gone on to happen even more gloriously than you imagined it. But that's what happens when you're in the moment, open-hearted and fully present, and unabashedly you. You're going VIP to a Taylor Swift concert, and today is the day. You get to decide who's coming along with you, who gets to experience this once-in-a-lifetime moment with you, and they're at the door right now, arms full of beads. There are friendship bracelets to be made, glitter and sparkles to be applied, and concert outfits to be coordinated. So much to do, and no other way to do it than with a pre-show concert of your own, with your hairbrush as a microphone and music streaming from your speakers. As you give the performance of a lifetime to your bathroom mirror, powerfully absorbed into this moment, the stack of friendship bracelets that adorn your wrists rattle, and the magic you contain starts to take hold. Vivid in your mind's eye, you can see you center stage in an empty arena with a spotlight shining hotly down on you. It would be eerily silent if it wasn't for a single sound ricocheting off the distant walls that just look like blackness up here on the stage with the spotlight shining down on you. Where did the music go? And your bathroom mirror? Where are you? That's when you turn around and see Taylor Swift herself, dressed in cozy clothes for her dress rehearsal and ready to show you around her world.
Hey there, bestie. So thrilled to be giving you a backstage tour. Let's dance like nobody's watching and make tonight unforgettable. Love you to the moon and back.
She takes you by the hand, and you cannot believe what you're experiencing right now, but you want to experience it to the fullest. As you walk hand in hand with Taylor, take another slow, deep breath in through your nose. Feel your chest and your spirits lift with a deeply felt connection to Taylor Swift through her music. Then, slowly, breathe all the way out through your mouth and take in the view of Taylor's dressing room door that's decorated with stars and hearts around her name. She giggles as she approaches and pulls out another star and writes your name on it before adhering it to the door alongside her own star. Taylor opens the door already, speaking to someone. It seems someone else is here. A few somebodies. She's beyond thrilled to introduce you to some of her closest friends who have come to join this magical day.
This is my other best friend, Mrs. Honeybee. She's basically my fairy godmother. She takes such good care of me while I'm on the road. Oh shoot, they need me in makeup. I'll be right back.
Hello, my little honeybee Swiftie. It's so nice to meet you. If you're a best friend of my best friend, that means we're kind of like best friends. This is my other best friend, Melody Bee. She's a honeybee, but right now you can't really tell through all that glitter.
Hey, hi, hello.
And this is my fluffy little white dog, Harold. He loves her cats, Meredith Grey, Olivia Benson, and Benjamin Button. Harold keeps them company backstage or on the tour bus while Taylor's doing her show. My husband, Mr. Honeybee, is around here somewhere. He's working on a new prototype for you and Taylor to wear tonight. He's always tinkering with something. Melody Bee, have you seen Mr. Honeybee around?
No, not recently. I've been on glitter duty. I'm in charge of glitter like always, but especially tonight. So honestly, I can't really see anything but glitter right now.
Careful fluttering, Melody Bee. You're heading right for the mirror.
Okay, that was the mirror. I'm sparkly to a fault right now. I'm gonna join Taylor in makeup. Hopefully they have a way to de-glitter me. Come on, Harold, guide me. My antennas aren't getting any signal through the shimmer.
Okay, everyone. I got the prototypes up and running. I have to say, these friendship bracelet beads are really small and very tough to get microchips onto. I decked this one out with tons of beads, even some that dangle. Oh, our esteemed guest is here.
Yes, my dear. I thought you made 2 of those. One for Taylor and one for our friend here. But I only see one.
I already gave Taylor hers while she was in makeup, but I could barely get the bracelet around her wrist before she bolted from her chair. She seemed upset. Did she come back here?
Oh no, we just spoke with her a couple minutes ago. We should go find her to make sure everything's okay.
Yeah, you might want to do that. Let me just give you this bracelet, my little honeybee. You see, it looks like all your other friendship bracelets, but this one is actually high-tech. It's a smartwatch, a phone, and basically anything you need in bracelet form. It has all emergency numbers programmed in, so click this bead here and bam, you'll have anything you need.
Just as you're looking over your new incognito device from your very peculiar new friend, Taylor Swift storms backstage in an absolute panic. She's inconsolable, tears streaming down her face. You rush to her side along with Mrs. Honeybee, and you can see the visible relief she feels just to have her two best friends with her at this moment of intense need. Through weeping words that you can hardly gather into a coherent sentence, you come to understand that her guitar, her custom-made rhinestone guitar, the super silvery one, is missing. It's not where she left it. It's nowhere to be found. That's not just any guitar. It's a special guitar that Mr. Honeybee himself had a hand in making, just like the friendship bracelet you see around Taylor's arm that matches yours. She's trembling and stumbling over what she's trying to say. She doesn't feel as though she could even do a stadium concert without that guitar. Without it, she wouldn't feel like herself. Mrs. Honeybee listens solemnly, her knowing eyes softened with sympathy as Taylor worries herself sick. You can see the friendship between Mrs. Honeybee and Taylor Swift in the way Mrs. Honeybee knows exactly what to say to calm her down, to bring Taylor back to her strongest strengths, her heart and her breath. Standing beside Taylor, take another slow, deep breath in through your nose. Feel the sensation of your heart beating with compassion once, twice, 3 times. Then slowly breathe all the way out through your mouth. That helps her immensely. Mrs. Honeybee gently holds Taylor's shoulders in a loose hug, as if her hug alone comforts, and sure enough, it does. Taylor's breathing slows, her poetic words resume their necessary order to explain what happened, or at least the last place she saw the guitar. But doing so works her back up into an emotional excitement, overcome at the prospects of doing tonight's biggest show without this guitar of hers that seems to be irreplaceable for some reason. Taylor, my darling, your big heart is what allows you to feel so deeply and connect with people and your music in ways few others can. That precedes and exceeds your guitar, your performance, anything. Remember that. We may love things immensely, but ultimately, they're things, even cherished things. Your heart is what makes you, you. But also remember that Mr. Honeybee doesn't let any of his prototypes leave his garage without GPS tracking. If your guitar is on Earth, it has a set of coordinates that Roger Robot is probably sending to Mr. Honeybee at this very moment. Between that and your big ol' heart, which will always guide your way so that nothing's ever lost from you, you always already have everything you need to be perfectly you. We have to use our emotional power so we're not used by our emotions. Let's find that guitar before the show starts. I believe in the three of us. Where should we look first? The next thing you know, you're once again in your bathroom, holding your hairbrush and a high note in front of the mirror. Your arms and your expression drop immediately. What just happened? You went from being backstage, consoling a worried Taylor Swift, and setting out to find a missing guitar before the show tonight, back to getting ready for that show. The guest you invited over to join you on your special VIP adventure to a Taylor Swift concert is none the wiser. Not at all concerned that you just managed to be in two places at once, it seems. Looking in the mirror at yourself, you see something peculiar. Your heart is glowing. You stare and blink and stare some more, but you cannot blink away the pinkish, glittery glow that encircles your heart. It intensifies more and more, and it corresponds to an intense feeling of urgency that surges in your spirit. Your limbs all but rush themselves everywhere at once, but you retain control of your strongest strength and harness your powerful emotional capacity that lifts your chest and is carried with your breath. What's going on? Were you ever backstage with Taylor Swift? Is her favorite guitar really missing? That's when you remember. You look down to the wrist to see the prototype from Mr. Honeybee. You were backstage with Taylor. Somehow, some mysterious way, you were. Place both hands over your heart, one on top of the other, and steady yourself by your own heartbeat. Your heart, along with its unique rhythm, can't help but exist in the present. Your heart doesn't know past or future. It knows now. And when you sink into your heart space, you sink deeply into the present moment that connects all of us, especially those of us who are in tune with our hearts, like you, Mrs. Honeybee, Taylor Swift, and countless others. We're all connected in many ways, but our hearts are one big way we know that we're never alone. With your guest still getting ready and one hand still over your heart, you study the friendship bracelet that Mr. Honeybee gave you. One of these beads is connected to an emergency number. If you can get in contact with Mrs. or Mr. Honeybee again, you can help search for Taylor's missing guitar and find out exactly why she's so distraught over this loss. You try each bead until you get the one that feels like a button on a keyboard. And then it seems an emergency number is dialed.
Emergency. Please remain calm.
Roger Robot here. Oh, are you calling for Taylor Swift's missing guitar? Good. I've been trying to get a hold of Mr. Honeybee. I'm glad you called me. I got an alert that a prototype has unusual geographical location data. I'm trying to analyze all this data along multiple channels. Please hold. If we get disconnected, all you have to do is follow.
The emergency button built into one of the many beads on your friendship bracelet from Mr. Honeybee cuts out along with the voice of Roger Robot on the other end. All you have to do is what? Instead of the panic that you can feel begin to bubble up from the depths of your incredible emotional capacity. When it does, you feel the glow around your heart space diminish, as if the two are bound together. You decide to use your strongest strength for the good that it is and to follow where it leads, rather than give way to panic, frenzy, and reactionary thinking. Place both hands over your heart, one on top of the other, then slowly breathe all the way in through your nose, taking in as much fresh air as you can until you fill up your belly, chest, and the very top of your throat. Hold it there for a moment to get a dose of love from your beating heart. Then slowly breathe all the way out through your mouth and blow Taylor Swift a bestie kiss, sending all your friendship, warmth, and compassion out into the world around you. Your exhale is like an off switch for your frantic thoughts, and now, fully attuned to the present moment, with your heart cranked all the way open, you feel that magical dreamlike connection between you and Taylor reemerge. She is indeed in need of her missing guitar. You don't know how you know these details, but you know that she needs you to act now. You grab your passports and your friend's hand before bolting out the door to nowhere in particular, following where your glowing, glittering heart leads. You might not always understand in the moment where your heart is leading you, but it will always lead you in the right direction if you listen to it with the utmost sincerity. The first place you're led to is a hike up a steep dirt hill. When you get to the top, you're met with the most beautiful view of the sparkling city below a blanket of green trees, just as the sun has begun to set. Looking out over the panoramic view, you wonder why you felt led to this exact lookout spot. Could you have been mistaken about what your heart is telling you? You scan the landscape below, wishing Roger Robot or whomever was on the other end of this call bead at the emergency number was here to help you scan with precision. From the bottom of your vision, you notice that depending on where you look, your heart glow intensifies and dims. It's like playing a citywide game of hot and cold. But looking right at the city center, incidentally, where the Taylor Swift show will be in just a couple hours, your heart glows with fiery intensity. That's when you see it. The sliver of something reflects off the last of the sunshine. It's as if an invisibly thin string is unwinding itself across the entire city below. The faint shine comes and goes with the wind as more is unwound and laid over the city in loose knots. You lose the shimmering clue for a moment, but again, it comes back into focus. As you watch, the line of unbroken iridescence comes right up to you on top of this lookout, standing beside your bewildered guest, and lands at your feet. You bend down to nervously pick it up in your hands, as if you're about to touch something precious beyond words. But when you do, the warmth of the glow in your heart space intensifies, and a sense of calm washes over you. When suddenly, your friendship bracelet prototype rings. With the iridescent string in one hand, you fumble with the beads trying to find the one that somehow communicates with the other. Luckily, you fumble upon the one that answers the call.
Roger Robot, back again. Did the unraveled string find you? Were you able to follow it like I said? No time. I'm going to patch in Mrs. and Mr. Honeybee. I think Melody Bee and Harold are still with Taylor. Can you two hear me now?
I'm here.
Roger that, Mrs. Honeybee.
And so am I.
Roger that too, Mr. Honeybee. What's the status of the missing guitar prototype? Is it fully unraveled?
Not yet, from what I can tell. But Mrs. Honeybee figured out what happened. Just not exactly where the guitar is. Or what's left of it, at least.
It seems that a very, how can I put it, enthusiastic fan managed to sneak into the venue to get an up-close look at Taylor's tour bus and saw the guitar waiting to be loaded onto the stage with the rest of the instruments. The guitar was the only thing stolen, but other equipment was broken getting to it.
Like I always say, you humans like to forget, but us robots never do. Fan is short for fanatic.
The line between fan and fanatic could be quite thin.
Humans like to forget, but us...
Other people who are people, just like us celebrities, we take away their humanity and put too much pressure on them and ourselves to be something more than the fallible people that they are. Art comes from a place of passion, and it stirs up passions in others. That's what makes it so transcendent. But this kind of heartbreaking behavior is what happens when we think we're following our heart, but really it's our mind putting on their best performance, acting as our heart. Sometimes it's very hard to tell the difference, but it's our job to always double and triple check that we're listening to our open heart with open ears.
That's why I don't mess around with hearts at all. Tough stealing here. It's all algorithms and cold hard facts.
Really? Is that why I needed to reapply the waterproofing on your cheeks when you watch too many cat videos in a row?
If I fits, I sits is just such good logic. They're so cute. Who doesn't tear up after a couple happy cat videos? It's impossible. Anyways.
Little Honeybee on the other end. Do you see the end of the guitar string anywhere? Get your hands on that immediately and follow it the best you can. We're down here in the middle of the string, trying to find the end. We gotta keep this thing from unraveling fully.
Taylor's nearly done with hair and makeup. They have to keep redoing her eye makeup because she's so distraught.
Tell her to stop watching cat videos before her shows.
She's distraught about her special guitar falling into the wrong hands, Roger.
Oh, well, of course.
Roger, are you watching cat videos right now?
I'm busy. Call ending.
All you have to do is follow this guitar string. You look to your friend who's having an even harder time processing all of this than you are, and are unexpectedly tugged forward, as if the string itself is beckoning you towards it. Looking over the edge of this hill you just hiked up, you can see a subtle golden shimmer laid over the cityscape in loose tangles. Something is certainly unraveling, But what? What is this guitar made out of? And why is it so special? When a couple more tugs pull at your heartstrings, your friend suggests slowly that maybe it wants you two to swing from the string like Tarzan would. That seems outlandish, but as soon as the words were spoken, your heart began glowing even more intensely, and you felt an inner, wordless urgency that wanted you to follow it. The sun is now almost fully set, though still casting the sky in beautiful shades of teal, burning orange, and magenta. With your friend by your side, you both take hold of this taut guitar string like Tarzan would a vine. You're so high up, and you'd be terrified if it weren't for a special voice of your favorite singer echoing through your heart, mind, and spirit.
I think that sometimes being fearless is having fears, but jumping anyway.
Take your slowest, deepest breath in through your nose and pull back, preparing to swing. Allow the cool air coming in through your nose to clear your mind of any worries, fears, and doubts. Then, slowly breathe all the way out through your mouth and jump. Swing along with shimmering, unraveling, magical guitar string and become fearless. As you and your shocked guest, who only thought a concert was in order for tonight, swing across the city lights, the cotton candy sky gives way to billions of stars. From up here, you can see the stadium where the show will take place, and you can see Taylor Swift's name in lights. Your heart space glows. You navigate toward the venue with your feet as you swing, using momentum and aerodynamics like a gymnast would, or someone using their horizon as a swing set. But a slight tug pulls you to one side of the taut guitar string, then another. You're holding on for dear life, but manage to look back, down, and all around you to see that the once unraveled guitar string is retracting itself back to you. It's disentangling the loose knots back towards you somehow. When you jumped, your bold and fearless action set something to rights, something that was wrong when this precious memento was stolen by thieving hands. Without a precious balance between mind, heart, and spirit, one can take over the others, especially the mind, but also the spirit to the detriment of the body. The balance between these three components of being is a tightrope the width of this shimmering guitar string, and is difficult to walk, but always worth it in the end. This custom-made guitar contains more than you can see with the eye, and its impact is bigger than you can ever imagine, evidenced by the length of this guitar string you're swinging on, which has begun to do something peculiar. As the frayed, frazzled pieces of this magical guitar string from that magical guitar are now coalescing around you like a hug, as if a giant caterpillar is weaving you into your own silken cocoon before your transformation into a butterfly. Your one bold, fearless act has struck the delicate balance that Taylor needs to put on her show tonight. But how? As your feet approach the pavement below, you wonder how a guitar that seems to have unraveled all over the city could be usable in mere moments. With precision, you gently land you and your friend right in front of the venue, but as soon as your feet meet the ground, 2 security guards whisk you away and bring you straight backstage, waddling inside the silken string that's cocooned around you, where you see me and Mr. Honeybee waiting anxiously. The last bit of the guitar string wraps around your hand as you try to reach your hands out to the side, as if to say, "What now?" You're completely encased in this silky string that feels like magic, but this bundle somehow needs to turn into a guitar again. Where is the missing guitar anyway? Mr. Honeybee gets right to work on a pop-up workbench with the first question, and I turn around to show you the sparkling guitar that answers the second question. It's just about torn to shreds and looks like half of it is made from silvery pom-poms, but Mr. Honeybee seemed undaunted by that. Taylor Swift herself hears you come in and bolts out from her dressing room to meet you with a gigantic hug of relief. You cannot quite hug her back with this cocoon, but she's unfazed. Taylor is beyond thrilled to have you and her guitar back. She hasn't done a single show without this guitar, and from now on, she doesn't want to do another show without you. You're her good luck charm. Mr. Honeybee whistles from his workbench to get Taylor's attention for the guitar maintenance. That must be some kind of signal between Mr. Honeybee and Taylor Swift, because she looks up to him with a nod, then helps you up onto a circular spinning platform. Then she helps one of your arms out of the guitar string cocoon and holds your hand above your head, as if you're a ballerina doing pirouettes. On the count of 3, with Taylor holding you in place by your hand, me and your invited friends spin the platform. Mr. Honeybee has a hold of the string at the workbench, and slowly but surely, the silken shimmering cocoon loosens and fully unravels. With your hands free, Melody Bee and a team of makeup artists descend on you backstage.
Buzz, buzz, buzz.
Melody Bee has been working on matching flower crowns for you and Taylor, as well as all the stage decorations. She places a lush, beautiful flower crown on your head and a matching one on Taylor's. You both look at each other with a sweet best friend smile, while Melody Bee touches up your glitter and makes sure your crowns are straight.
Oh, and one last thing. No one can emerge from a cocoon like that without these.
Melody Bee spins you around to help you put on the biggest butterfly wings you've ever worn and seen. It'll be your costume for the opening song. Wait, the what? Then Melody Bee flutters around Mr. Honeybee, still busily hunched over the workbench, and the most marvelous thing seems to have happened in a flurry of sparkle, indoor sunshine, and glitter. The guitar is fixed. It no longer looks like pom-poms. Taylor Swift cannot contain her excitement. She takes hold of her beloved rhinestone guitar, that was custom made by her parents and upgraded by Mr. Honeybee himself. It contains untold magic. You make a mental note to ask her about this later because what just happened? But not now. Now you are hurried off to costume, hair, makeup, and then carted to stage right where you are standing next to me, Mr. Honeybee, Melody Bee, and Harold in a huddle of Taylor Swift's entire cast and crew, which includes Taylor's 3 cats in the center. She pulled you and I into the center of the huddle, and you get to see the pre-show routine we've had ever since her first show at the Bluebird Cafe. We all hold hands and created a gigantic circle from which no one is excluded. Then, together, we quiet our minds, bodies, and spirits down from the outside in. We take a slow, deep breath in through our noses and imagine ourselves bathed in a healing, nurturing, and perfectly loving soft pink light. This light envelops us, and the more we use of it, the more that is created. It's never-ending and eternal, just like love. Then, slowly, we breathe out through our mouths and send all of that brilliant love out into the arena, out into the world, as we open our hearts in preparation for an amazing show fostered by togetherness, mutual adoration, and so much fun. Attuned to the present moment in the here and the now, as you are, you can see something that looks like the same iridescent string from your adventure today, wrapping around everyone in this group like a big hug. It's not clear if anyone else can see it, but when you look up from the shimmering iridescence of this invisible threads of connection, Mrs. Honeybee and wrapping around everyone each give you a wink that makes you think they both see it too. This thread of connection is somehow related to the magical guitar that you were able to help retrieve and revive today. But how? The crowd in the stadium is getting restless for the show to start, so without further ado, Taylor Swift gives you a big best friend's hug and steps out onto the stage, waving. The audience erupts.
This is one of my best friends in the world.
Before you know what's happening, Taylor is pulling you on stage in your full costume, hair, and makeup like the superstar you are. The lights are warm on your skin from the outside in, but the intense feeling of connection, oneness, and emotional security you feel with Taylor Swift and the adoring audience is overwhelming. You burst with joy and channel every bit of your strongest strength into belting your most very favorite song beside Taylor Swift opening her stadium show and giving it all you got until you filled the entire arena with your love. After the opening song, out of breath and exhilarated, you check in on Harold, who's making sure Taylor's 3 cats aren't spooked by the loud noises. They all have specially made headphones on and are watching a riveting episode of Cat TV, which is a gigantic fish tank full of colorful fish swimming. With a giggle, you shut the door and join your friend in the VIP section along with Taylor's closest friends and family. That's where we meet up again, just in time for you to see Mr. Honeybee don his own friendship bracelets and belt out one of his favorite songs. You're so close to the stage that you can see each of the 6,000 individual rhinestones that give it all its sparkle. We all enjoy the concert to the fullest. By the end, our cheeks almost hurt from the smiling. But the show cannot end without Taylor pulling you up on stage once again for an encore, which you do flawlessly. Together, you and Taylor walk off stage and are carted off to a very special ride home. After hearing so much from and about Roger Robot, you realize that you've not met him yet. Well, that's about to change. Encircled by Taylor Swift's entourage, with me, Mr. Honeybee, Melody Bee, and Harold, and the 3 cats squished into the center, you shuffle out to an extra big, extra long, bright blue metal limousine waiting for Taylor Swift. This must be her ride home, and you're going. When you hop in and situate yourself between me and Taylor with Harold up on your lap, you see the window roll down and see that the limo apparently drives itself because Roger Robot is the limo. He's a robot that can do anything, specifically be anything. You never know what shape he'll be when you see him next. When all of us are tucked in, we tell Roger to head home, back to the Honeybee neighborhood where Taylor recharges after her shows, and we hear the familiar
"Roger that, Mrs. Honeybee"
from the front dashboard of the fully electric, self-driving limo that sparkles in the moonlight. When you get to the cozy home of Mrs. and Mr. Honeybee, Taylor leads the way in and makes herself at home, just like she tells you to. This home is your home too. Your favorite tea is poured, the fireplace is roaring, and we saved a place for you in the family room. Here is where we all share memories, debrief, and unwind, all of us. Except for the guitar. That guitar strings have been unwound enough. But speaking of this rather magical guitar, now is when you ask the question that turns into several questions. Why would a guitar unravel? What happened today exactly? And how? We all let the questions hang in the air for a moment as the fire crackles and the tea cools down to the perfect temperature. Then Taylor Swift explains what's so special about this guitar. It's the only guitar she consistently uses, and Mr. Honeybee built several upgrades into it for her when she first started performing. The guitar looks like a solid guitar, but it's made up of several strands of strings. But not just any strings. These are heartstrings. Heartstrings in the sense that they contain far more magic than their physical appearance. Through the power of Taylor Swift's music that comes from this very guitar, and the depth of her heart and feeling, the heartstring is long enough for every single Taylor Swift fan in the world to hold it in their hands and be connected to each other so they're never alone. Taylor writes and shares music to remember that she's never alone, and each time you listen or share your beautiful, vibrant energy with a stadium full of fans at a concert, you are taking hold of your part of the heartstring. You carry it with you, and whenever you hum a song that comforts or inspires or reminds you of your worth, then you are connected by your heartstrings to this heartstring, which connects us all. With a tear in her eye, Taylor explains that this is the first time she's lost her guitar. Nothing like this has ever happened with a fan before, but she thinks she knows why. Taylor Swift was supposed to meet you, and when you opened your heart up wide, sunk deeply into the present moment, and learned to not only listen to your heart, but follow it, the whole universe conspired to make this meeting between you and something you love happen. We end the night like we always do, inspired by our time together with Taylor running up the stairs to my writing room to jot down notes for a new song she's working on. You are her new muse, my little honeybee, and this is another place you can call home. Come back here with us to remind yourself that you're never, ever alone, and you're never far away from home, no matter where in the world you are. Always remember, Mrs. Honeybee believes in you. You are special and you are loved. I can't wait to see you again.
Love you to the moon and back. Love, Taylor.
And Mrs. Honeybee.